What's good, guys? Welcome back to 6 Best Bets in Lock of the Week, where we go over some plays that I like. Of course, we have a parlay section. We got the 6 Best Bets, the Lock of the Week, the first bonus, the second bonus, and of course, Parley Time. One thing I want to mention is we are on a 4-fight Lock of the Week streak. We have to mention that it is Ignacio Bahamondes, Kevin Vallejos, Carlos Ulberg, David Martinez, and I'm looking to make it 5 in a row this week. You guys know why this week is very important for me, because we're heading towards 314. I need this lock of the week to hit. I need this lock of the week to cash in order for me to continue the lock of the week streak to 6, because I have a banger lock of the week streak. I have a banger lock of the week at UFC 314. So, without further ado, let's get into it. My first most confident pick of the week. Here we go. Daniel Franza. Daniel Franza is 9-2-0, making his UFC debut. He is a minus 166, Daniel Franza. Reese McKee, plus 130. We do know that Reese McKee is a very tough veteran. Reese McKee made his UFC debut against Hamza Chimaev, and he has been fighting the who's who ever since. He held Chidi Njokuani against the fence. He has some superior grappling, and he can stall this fight down, and he can slow this fight down. One thing I'm going to say is Daniel Franza is coming off of that ground and pound KO win over Vadim Kutsky, but we have to mention he got dropped in that fight. Franza is making his UFC debut, and this is a tough test, but I like Franza by KO or on points, or even just money line. Franza has one win by decision. The rest are all by KOs. He has 8 KOs on his record, no submission wins. It's going to be a very tough fight, guys, because when we look at this, does anybody else feel like McKee can pull off this upset this weekend? 0-4 in the UFC, but has fought some of the tough opposition. Hamza Chimaev 2020, Alex Moreno, Angelosa, Chidi Njokuani. Daniel Franza is making his UFC debut. Cutsy dropped him in the Contender Series fight. Cheney, question mark, doesn't have the best technique and is often losing fights before he knocks out his opponents. Of course, I'm going against that, and I'm going Daniel Franza, but I have to bring up the red flags. When I look at Daniel Franza, we have to look at how he looks in the training department. The good knees to the body. He does get into that hellfire, and I will say he does fight in the pocket a little bit more than I would like him to, and it could lead him to get dropped. But one thing I'm banking on is his recovery. I don't think Reese McKee is going to have that power to drop him, and if he does, I expect Daniel Franza to come right back and strike and win this fight, either by decision or by KO. Give me Daniel Franza for the win. Now we're going to go into my second most confident pick of the week. Here we go with enough. Yip, yap, let's fucking go. Davey Grant, my second most confident pick of the week, 14-7-0. He is set to face off against Willie Cat Santos. We have to mention Daniel Willie Cat Santos is a minus 164. Davey Grant is a plus 128. Shoot box style versus a veteran with submission and some good pop in his shots. One thing about Davey Grant is this guy has been in the UFC for a while, so you can't look at his record and be like, oh, that's a bad record. I'm going to go with the guy with a better record. I think Davey Grant has a very good chance to win this fight this Saturday. Grant is more experienced, technical, has more tools. He's 40, which is a red flag, but he has been on a tear. Arguably won his last 2 losses against Marcos and Yanez, and that's saying a lot. Santos has been inactive for almost 2 years. So I think Davey Grant does better against shoot-the-box styles, and I will say, give me Davey Grant for the win. I like his money line at plus 128, and look at this. He was training with the GOATs, Aljamain Sterling and Merab Dvalishvili, so give me Davey Grant for the win. Let's go to the lock of the week. Lock of the week streak continues. Let's make it 5 in a row. Come on. Let's go. Lock of the week streak. Come on. Let's fucking go. Who's it gonna fucking be? Lock of the week. Let's fucking go. I'm tired of this shit. Let's go. Torres fucking Finney. We're gonna go Torres Finney as lock of the week. Minus 265 versus Robert Valentin. Plus 200. Torres, 3 times Dana White Contender Series champ. 3rd time was the motherfucking charm. 2 wins by decision. 7 wins by KO and 1 win by sub for Finney. Robert, on the other hand, has 6 submission wins and 3 wins by KO and 1 win by decision. So if there's anything that we can say, both of these guys are finishers. But some people, Dana White Contender Series, Dana White was saying that you got to have more better performances. So a lot of people are saying that sometimes Finney can have a little bit of a lackluster performance. Finney doesn't normally finish people sometimes, but I think he's going to be able to find his groove, and I think he's going to be able to get the job done. Here, we have to mention, guys, Torres Finney is the only fighter. The legend, Torres Finney, is the only fighter in history to win 3 fights on Dana White Contender Series. Will the undefeated fighter remain undefeated this weekend? We have to mention, guys, 2025 is the year of the undefeated losing. Give me Torres Finney for the win. I got him for the win. Let's go Torres Finney. And when we look at his training, he's, obviously he's very stocky. He's 5'8". He's going to be the smaller opponent. But I think he should be able to win this fight, guys. He has a tough test ahead of him because we know Robert Valentin has crazy submissions. Good pop in his shots. He's a finisher, but he did get beaten by Ryan Loder because he got taken down in that crucifix position. I wouldn't be surprised if Taurus Finney can win this fight, maybe by ground and pound. So give me Taurus Finney for the win. Lock of the week streak for the dub. Let's go. Now we're going to go into my fourth most confident pick of the week. Who's it going to be? Let's go. Kennedy Nzechukwu, 14-5-0. We know Kennedy Nzechukwu is set to face off against Martin Buday. One thing I have to mention, guys, is because Martin Buday went to a split decision with Arlovsky. Ever since moving up to heavyweight, Kennedy has beaten Chris Barnett and Lucas Bresky. Martin Buday lost to Shamil Gaziev by KO 56 seconds into round 2. I think Kennedy by KO is the right call. One of the only bright spots on this card this weekend, Kennedy Nzechukwu, underachieving light heavyweight, turned into a decent heavyweight. Never could put it all together at 205, but since moving up, he's looked good. And dude has all the talent. Just keep looking good, and he should win this weekend for another layup. Let's go, Kennedy Nzechukwu. When I look at his training, this is what I love to see. I like to see him on his back. I like to see people on their back to see how they're able to get up, if they can get up, if they can fight, if they can take the back, if they're willing to fight through exhaustion. This is what I like to see. Give me Kennedy Nzechukwu. I'll just take money line at a minus 350. I like KO or on points. We know that this guy's finished everybody at heavyweight, so give me Kennedy Nzechukwu. Maybe by KO, but I like by KO or on points. Let's go Kennedy Nzechukwu to have a win over Martin Buday. Now we're going to get into my fifth most confident pick of the week, guys. My fifth most confident pick of the week. Who's it going to be? Let's go. Joanderson Brito. Joanderson Brito's minus 250 versus Pat Sabatini, who's a plus 190. Brito just lost a controversial split decision to Gomes, but has a win over Diego Lopez. Sometimes can be a little bit over-aggressive, but he should be able to get the job done here. We know Pat Sabatini is 6-2 in the UFC. Those two losses in the UFC come to Diego Lopez and Damon Jackson, both 1 minute into round 1 getting knocked out. We have to mention that Pat Sabatini is a very good grappler. One thing I want to mention is this. He was able to out-wrestle a 170-pounder, which is a welterweight. We do know that Nico Price isn't the best grappler, but I will say, guys, Pat Sabatini looked fucking good in this matchup right here. And if he takes your back, sometimes he's a little bit chinny, but if he takes your back, this guy can definitely find the sub. So I have to mention that. But I got Brito for the win. We know Brito was in the corner of Mexico Locosta last week, and I think that it looked amazing. So I got Joanderson Brito to win this fight. Just give me money line at a minus 250. I think it's perfect. Now my sixth most confident pick of the week, guys. I think you guys are going to like this one. And we know Brito actually just shaved, so it's actually pretty weird seeing him without the beard. But my sixth most confident pick of the week, here we go. Without further ado, let's fucking go. Lerone Murphy, 15-0-1. Yes, it's going to be a little bit sketchy because he is undefeated. Lerone Murphy, minus 340 versus Josh Emmett, plus 250. Lerone by KO or on points is a minus 280. But you never know, you know. What if there's like a fluke, like a DQ or something crazy. But I do like Lerone by KO or on points, and I like Lerone moneyline at a minus 340. Lerone just beat Dan Ige by decision after showing a display of quick recovery and was able to fight through it and win rounds 2 and 3. Emmett, former interim title challenger, facing off against a striking specialist. Emmett just KO'd Bryce Mitchell, but recently lost to Yair Rodriguez and Ilia Topuria. And I think this is going to be a banger fight, guys. I think this is going to be a banger fight. Give me Lerone Murphy for the win. I'll just take his money line. He's parlayable, but I like his money line. And I even like Lerone by KO on points at a minus 280. I like it. Let's go. I think he should be able to win this fight. Obviously, Lerone reveals that he'll be calling for a title shot with the win over Josh Emmett. You know, Ilia Topuria done it, and I'll be 16-0. It's going to be crazy, but he says, I got a big job in front of me. I don't want him to be looking too forward ahead. But obviously, we know with the win, I'll be asking for a title shot for sure. It's going to be a crazy fight, guys. I got Lerone Murphy for the win. I have to mention this, guys. This guy has very good recovery, very good stamina. I think he has the cardio. And one thing for sure, guys, maybe the first, second, and third round are going to be a little bit of nail biters. But I think as the fight gets closer to ending, as there's more time in this fight, I think Lerone Murphy's going to be able to take it over. He has very good boxing as well. Give me Lerone Murphy for the dub. I think he should be able to win this fight. Let's go. Now we're going to get into the first bonus, guys. The first bonus is... What's going to be the first bonus? First bonus, Joanderson Brito versus Pat Sabatini to not go the distance. So, this fight doesn't go the distance. No, at a minus 240. You could take yes at a plus 184. Obviously, there's an over 1.5, under 1.5. I didn't want to play with fire this time around. So I figured, guys, let's just play it safe. You could take Brito inside the distance, but I'm going to go that this fight just doesn't go the distance. I'm going to go no at a minus 240. You guys know with the over or under with the bonus, you guys can choose whether you guys want that this fight goes the distance or not. So I'm giving you guys a choice whether you guys want this fight to go the distance or not, what you want to choose. I'm going to say no at a minus 240. I think it's parlayable, and I think it's good even money line. At a minus 240, we could add another little nice bonus to it, and we can make a nice little 2-leg parlay. So the first bonus is going to be that the co-main event doesn't go the distance at a minus 240. Let's go. The second bonus, I think you guys might know. If you've been watching for a while, you will know. Second bonus is going to be Josh Emmett versus Lerone Murphy over 4.5. We do know that the second bonus, you guys know, you guys can choose whether you want the over 4.5, the under 4.5, depending on which side you're on. I am on the Lerone Murphy side, so I am favoring that the over 4.5 hits. The over 4.5 is a minus 174, under 4.5 plus 136. If you want to get a little bit greedy, will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 154, no at a plus 120. You get a lot more value for those extra 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We know that the over 4.5 is basically all the way up to the 5th round. Does this fight touch 2 minutes and 30 seconds all the way up to the 5th round? I think that the over 4.5 is likely. It's, a little bit sketchy because we know Josh Emmett's if he's gonna win this fight, he's gonna win this fight by brutal KO. So in this case, it's a little bit of a Hail Mary, but give me the over 4.5 at a minus 174. And if you like this one, I like that this fight goes the distance at a minus 154 as well. But just in case, we'll leave it at the over 4.5. If you want to get fancy, Lerone by points is a plus 100. Emmett by points plus 700. I like Lerone Murphy by points at a plus 100. But the bonus for this one is the over 4.5 at a minus 174. Just in case, let's go. Let's play it safe. Over 4.5 for the dub. Now we're going to get into the parlay section. Let's go. It's parlay time. Let's go. First parlay, co-main event. Doesn't go the distance. Brito versus Sabatini doesn't go the distance at a minus 240. And the over 4.5. Two-leg parlay comes up to plus 123. Those are some lucky numbers. Lerone Murphy, next parlay. Lerone Murphy, Brito, Kennedy Nzechukwu, and Torres Finney. 4-leg plus 220. I like it. The next parlay. Vanessa Demopoulos, Talita Alenkar goes the distance. Victor Henry, Luma Lukbomi, Diane Barbosa, and Davy Grant, 5-leg for plus 415. Next parlay, Davy Grant plus Kennedy Nzechukwu. 2-leg parlay goes for plus 193. I like it. Davy Grant plus Kennedy Nzechukwu. I like it. Just money line plus 193. I like it. Probably one of my favorites. Next one, Joanderson Brito, Cortavius Romeus, over 2.5 Brad Tavares, Gerald Mearshart fight, and the under 2.5 Diana Belbita versus Diane Barbosa fight. 4-leg parlay for plus 701. This is the best juice that I've gotten in my parlays. Brito, Cortavius Romeus, over 2.5 Brad Tavares, Gerald Mearshart fight, and the under 2.5 Diana Belbita versus Diane Barbosa fight. 4-leg for plus 701. Remember, if you like some of them, you can mix and match. You don't always have to follow the parlays. My next one is going to be Moneyline. Lerone by points at a plus 100. Just Moneyline. I think he should be able to win this fight by decision. I like it. Let's go. And then my next one, of course, is going to be the over 4.5, just Moneyline at a minus 174. I think it hits. And then the last parlay. Both Vanessa Demopoulos versus Talita Alenkar to go the distance, and the Luma Lukbomi versus Estela Nunes to go the distance as well. 2-leg parlay for minus 139. It's probably the worst amount of value out of all the parlays that I've given, but I think it hits. The Vanessa fight, Vanessa Demopoulos, Talita to go the distance, and the Luma Lukbomi, Estela Nunes to go the distance as well. But we know if there's anyone that's going to burn, it's Luma by submission. But I think Estela should be able to, make that this fight goes the distance. So, those are the parlays. I'll repeat them all over again. Over 4.5 main event, and the co-main event doesn't go the distance, plus 123. Lerone Murphy, Brito, Kennedy Nzechukwu, Torres Finney, 4-leg plus 220. Vanessa Demopoulos, Talita Alenkar goes the distance. Victor Henry, Luma Lukbomi, Diane Barbosa, and Davy Grant, 5-leg plus 415. Davy Grant, Kennedy Nzechukwu, 2-leg plus 193. Brito, Cortavius Romeus, over 2.5 Gerald Mearshart fight, and under 2.5 Diana Belbita versus Barbosa fight, 4-leg plus 701. Lerone Murphy by points plus 100. Over 4.5, money line minus 174. Vanessa Demopoulos, Talita to go the distance, and the Luma Lukbomi Estela to go the distance at a minus 139. Let's go. Let me know if you guys like this one. Let's go a little bit of a quicker one, but we got everything out. Does the Lock of the Week streak continue? Who is your Lock of the Week? You guys got any parlays you guys want to mention? Let me know down below. I will be responding to all the comments, guys. And remember, more polls on the way. Stay active in the community tab. I will be updating the community tab very soon, especially with all my bets. So, stay active in the polls. Keep your notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it. The best is blessed, baby. God bless. I'll see you guys at the top, and have a great day. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey.